All right, on this episode of the LPDS, we get into sports updates. I forgot something to mention about the Weird Al concert. I'm kicking myself over, so we're going to talk about that. And then I have a bit of not a situation, it's more of an internal predicament that I need the Junction's help with and probably a professional's help with too. And I'll get into all that, plus a nice little Cage fact coming up right now. All right, Jabronis, we're back. Welcome back to Libretti Podcast Diary Show. I'm your host, Libretti. It's the show that talks about nothing but tries to find the lessons in everything. We have a good time doing it. Hope everybody had a good week. Mine was busy as usual, productive, but busy. Got some good lifts at the gym this week, though, so I'm happy about that. Going to talk more about pseudo gym related stuff in the Junction. Not really. It's gym adjacent, I guess, technically speaking. But otherwise, not a bad week. Really quick. Yanks. The Yankees stink. Stink. Apparently, there was one guy that got at the trade deadline, Jake Bird, I think his name was, pitcher from the Rockies. And pretty good season so far, but the universal reports around the league, the scouting reports about this guy around the league were that the Rockies used him too much. And he started dipping a little bit in July, which it seemingly looked like fatigue. And the report was out. Every scout, everybody in other organizations were saying all the same thing, that this guy is he's at the peak for this season. He's on the cusp of burnout. It's not, don't trade for him. Because the Rockies overused him this year because they stink and they needed, good pitching to pitch more. And the Yanks said, forget about that all those stupid reports. Our analytics guys said, we can fix him. We got the system in place to fix him. So they sign him. They get rid of people, I don't know who. Couldn't care less at this point. He pitches what? Maybe 2 games? When I say games, I mean like 1 inning in each game, something like that. Not even. And they immediately dropped him down to AAA. Now they said, it's because Mark Leiter was getting off the 15-day DL, so he already earned that spot. So it worked out that way because Mark Leiter was coming back, but they probably saw immediately that this guy is burnt out and we're stupid and we can't admit it, so we're going to find a way to hide it again like they do with everything else. And that's what they've been doing with everything. They'll just gaslight you to death. And I've put out my message to the fans. I don't care that I'm calling out the Yankee fans anymore as a Yankee fan. We're stupid. You guys are all stupid for continuing to spend money to go to the games. And then you complain, Aaron Boone has to go, and they got to get rid of, they got to move Volpe, they got to bench Volpe and bench Devin Williams and this and that. And they're not going to listen. The front office, Cashman, all the analytics wieners in the background, none of them are going to listen to anything the fans say or the analysts or the reporters or anything. As long as you fat, stupid, dumb idiot New York Yankee fans keep selling out the stadium and showing up to the games. Because it doesn't matter who's out there. They care about the money. And then I saw this thing. They're putting out like a protest Aaron Judge day. Some fan club put out this thing like on this day, August 12th or whatever it is, they're putting out, in the bleachers from this section to this section, we're all going to wear gear that says fire Boone and protest Boone and put up signs and stuff. They don't care about that. You just paid the money. That's all they care about. It doesn't matter if it comes from you or Mets fans coming to dog on the Yankees or Red Sox fans or anybody. As long as that seat's paid for and the money is in their pockets, they don't give an absolute shit about anything else. And as soon as you finally get your stupid, dumb Guido, fat, dumb, stupid heads out of your fat, stupid asses and realize that, nothing will change. There is no reason for them to change. They can keep lying and gaslighting and pissing their money away on these ball bag players that don't deliver and keep that puppet coach Boone in place because they know he's just going to listen to whatever he's told to do. And he's going to be okay taking the heat from the journalists and the reporters at the press conferences day in and day out because he gets his paycheck. He gets his at the end of the day. All that's going to stay the same. And they're sitting there in their offices laughing at us. Because you idiots keep showing up to the games. You think Cashman cares that you came to I came to protest. This will show him. No, all he sees is the dollar sign that you signed away. $150 for this ticket, this whole section, this protest section, sold out. We got their money, and they're going to go buy $52 stale, hot, sweaty tiramisu helmets and foot-long hot dogs to shove down their fat, stupid gullets while they're bitching and moaning about the team stinking. You're still there, idiot. You're still there. So it's time to take some ownership. Okay? It's now our fault that they stink. It's our fault that they keep Boone around. Boone is not affecting the team. Yes, he's a bad manager, and any real baseball team, he should be fired because when he does have the opportunity to make managerial decisions, he blows it almost 100% of the time. Sure. But again, I'm repeating myself, if you fire him today, nothing changes with the team. The only thing that changes is that Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner and the analytics mafia need to find a new puppet that's gonna be okay having zero control over the team, not caring about actual baseball fundamentals, and then also being okay taking the heat at the press conferences after the games. That's why they're not firing. Who else is going to do that job? Who else is going to sit there and wear all that and have no control over their team? Only Boone right now. That's why they keep him around. So it'll affect the team 0%. Zero. It is our fault because we keep tuning, we keep buying the Yes Network. We keep showing up to games. We keep protesting by buying tickets and merchandise and tiramisu helmets and $65 beers and everything. $50 parking, 2 hours in traffic each way. It's our fault. Because at the end of the day, the organization as it stands now is only going to do what makes them money and keeps the money in their pockets. So they're not going to spend $700 million on Ohtani or Soto. They almost did because I think they knew they weren't going to get it because the Mets were going to outbid them. But they're going to keep their money. They're going to still spend and make moves just so it feigns like they care. But they're just going to be good enough to have the possibility of making it to the playoffs, which is very easy these days. And that's all they care about. Because as long as they keep making the playoffs, they can keep telling you to shut up. Yeah, we made the playoffs. Playoffs is a crapshoot. They could keep using the same excuse. Hey, playoffs is a crapshoot. You don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs. As long as we made it, anything can happen after that. That's all they care about. And then making money. Hand over fist over us, the stupid idiot Yankee fans. They're so stupid. All of them. I'm part of it too. But you see them online. Oh my God, it's so frustrating to see. And I know I have completely thrown number 2 of the big 3 away for this rant. But God, Lee, are they stupid? Talking about, Jazz Chisholm is awesome. I love Volpe. You can't get rid of Volpe. He's the next Jeter. We can't get rid of Volpe. I love him. I love Jazz. Why is Jazz not playing? Why? Brain dead people is our fan base. And it's tipping over into delusional and brain dead, which is going over into Mets fandom realm, where you're stupid and also think that this is our year. This is the year we're going to do it, even though nothing has changed for decades now. Nothing has changed whatsoever. This is going to be the year. We do the same thing every year, expecting a different result. It's the definition of insanity, but this is the year. It's going to be the definition of sanity and victory. We're becoming Mets fans. And I don't mind the Mets, but come on. Everybody knows the Mets fan. Delusional. They got Soto, and they thought, this is the year for us. We got Soto. This is it. And guess what happened last year with the stupid Yankee fans? We got Soto and Judge. Now we can't be stopped. 2 players out of the 40-man roster is going to bring us to victory. And actually, it almost did. Except in the playoffs, it was Stanton and Soto instead of Judge and Soto. But basically, it was Judge and Soto and Garrett Cole carrying the team until the playoffs. And then Stanton took over. And it was basically, that was it. 2 people. So I guess they were close. That's why they're not quite Mets fans yet. But we're getting damn close to it. And until we change and get our heads out our asses, they're never going to change. The Yankees organization needs a full organizational cultural change ASAP. You hear about the nightmares in the minor league system where all they care about is certain analytics. They don't factor in the human being at all or baseball fundamentals whatsoever. It's a nightmare. It's the whole organization, top to bottom, is a nightmare. And it needs to change. And it will never change as long as we sit here on our thumbs thinking this is going to be our year. As long as we keep showing up and supporting, this is going to... Shut up. Shut up. And now I'm going to shut up about it until next week, probably. Because that's all I do now. This is basically the only thing I really bitch about in my life. Everything else, I joke. It's fine, whatever. Life is not really bad for me. And this is not bad in the grand scheme of things. This is a first world problem. But if, for whatever reason, it sticks in my craw. Maybe if they just admitted out loud, we only care about money and the analytics because it makes us the most money overall, and our team stinks right now. Just acknowledge. If they showed any sort of acknowledgement instead of gaslighting us and trying to trick us, what are you guys talking about? We're great. Even Michael Cade does it now, and he's usually he'll speak his mind and tell it like it is, but he's getting worse. The Yankees made it to the World Series last year. If you don't think that's good, then you got your head up your ass. Well, yes, we do have our heads up our asses as fans, but also the team stinks, and they didn't even deserve to be in that World Series. And if you think that they do, then you're an idiot too. Easy over there, Randy. But anyway, I'm done. No more bitching. I'm done. I apologize for the rant. It'll happen again, I'm sure, and I apologize ahead of time for that rant. So anyway, moving on. Last week, Randy's barking at the thunder right now. He's going to go attack the thunder and the lightning. But last week, the power in the house went out right as I finished recording the episode. And for whatever reason, we have the makings of another potential power situation here based on the conditions and the environment around us right now. Very similar to last week. I still don't think it's going to happen. I'm decently confident, but there's a chance it happens again. Fingers crossed we make it through this recording. But I also have backups. I got the computer on charger, the mic set up, the audio tech is plugged into the computer and not the wall. Same with the camera. So we might have a couple minutes to salvage if the power goes out. You'll notice because some of the lights will go out. I also have another light, a backup light on the computer. So we got a lot right on this computer right now, actually. And when I'm rich, I'll have the backup batteries and all that good stuff, but I'm not rich and I don't need it right now. So anyway, moving on, I have to make another apology. This is more so for me and the other Nic Cage fans out there, but I completely forgot to discuss very briefly at the Weird Al concert. I mentioned how he put up clips of his old show on the big screen in the theater. His old, public access show where he would splice in fake interviews and stuff like that. And these interviews were clips of real celebrities answering questions, but then it would cut to him asking a fake question for them to answer with that clip, a little splice action. Mashup. I don't know what they call it these days. One of the clips, and might have been one of the longest clips of these interviews. Usually it's like one or two questions that he put up for these little bits with the celebrity clips, and then he would move on to a different clip altogether, a different celebrity, a different thing altogether. This is one of the longest ones, was a splice he did with a Nic Cage interview. And obviously, Creature and I, as soon as we saw it, we were, I was tight in the pants, tented up, if you will. But for whatever reason, I completely forgot to mention it when I was discussing the show last episode. So I want to apologize for that. It was a great little clip. It was nice to see, and it was nice to see worlds come together. It's almost like, same universe, LPDS universe. They were everybody, Weird Al, Nic Cage, Puddles, Creature, everybody, all in this together. So it was nice to see that crossover. Now, what the hell else would I want to talk about? Oh, the episode last week, the Weird Al Puddles stuff, very popular in that crowd. I don't know how they heard about it, but there's a dedicated Weird Al and Puddles fan base out there that popped in, tuned into the LPDS, and I got a little taste of the Puddles Pity Party fan base. They call themselves the P3ers. And I know that because one of them volunteered that information to me in a DM, unprompted. And I'm appreciative. Now, I will say this. As a whole, I love the community. It's great to see that that Puddles is he has a big fan base that taps in and is dedicated. And I was almost worried, thinking like, oh, this guy does not get enough. I still don't think he gets enough recognition, But it's nice to see that I was somewhat wrong. He gets a lot. He has a lot of fans out there, a big tight knit community. So I was happy about that because he deserves it and more. But I will say there are a few of them out there that I have crossed paths with in the past week that definitely give off Kathy Bates in the movie Misery kind of vibes and aura, as the kids say right now. As positively I could put it, because I don't want to go back into the negative again. I blew my chance at following number 2 of the big three when I talked about the Yankees. I can't do it again. I got to get better. As positively as I can, some of these fans are very dedicated to Puddles and know as much about him and his whereabouts as you can probably know if you're not Puddles himself or his wife or someone who works with him that is on the road with him. Some of these fans are nerve-wrackingly dedicated and obsessed. Now, I am not going to reveal their identities or even their usernames or anything like that because I don't want them coming after me. I am playing nice. I am, I'm doing the whole rah-rah. Yeah, I love Puddles too, just as much as you. I'm following his YouTube and his Instagram and all that stuff. But I do have a list of potential threats that if something were to happen to him in a negative way, I would be taking that list over to the authorities immediately and letting them know, check these people out first. Just to help narrow your search down to find the culprit who kidnapped him. Here's a list of people that I believe you will find are viable suspects. So I'm treading lightly, but I still want to be part of that community. So I'm going to keep bringing in, I'm still going to welcome all the comments and additions and all that good stuff and feedback from the P3ers. But as you know, as we always are here at the LPDS, we're always ready. The guard is up. The defenses are there. So we're always ready to do what we have to protect the people of the Junction and the LPDS universe. So anyway, with that, let's just get into the good stuff. Let's step into the cage.
Okay, let's run.
All right. Today's Into the Cage segment is proudly sponsored by Pat Bateman's Chainsaw Emporium. Do you have immense amounts of foliage around your property, but can't seem to find a tool sharp enough to cut down all those branches and greenery to make your yard look presentable? Then get yourself on over to Pat Bateman's Chainsaw Emporium today. Bateman's chainsaws come in a variety of sizes, and they are all custom sharpened to whatever job you want and can even cut through bone like a hot knife through butter. Each chainsaw is also scientifically balanced to ensure a perfect center of gravity. So you can even drop that thing down a flight of stairs and it'll land blade first and onto your target every time. So to get your custom chainsaw today, head on over to Pat Bateman's Chainsaw Emporium, right there on the corner of Allen Road and Susudia Boulevard. And if you use the promo code Phil Collins, you'll get 29% off. Watch American Psycho this weekend, so good movie if you haven't seen it. Wet Cat's in it. Good flicks. Anyway, the Cage fact, very quickly. There is an author out there. Jason Mott is his name. He's not extremely well known, but he's well known enough that AOL has written an article on him recently. Yes, they're still around, apparently. And he is the recipient of a couple of National Book of the Year awards. And he's pretty popular for his novels overseas in Europe and stuff. And they did this interview on Jason Mott with him. Come to find out that there are a couple characters in his books that he has written specifically to mirror certain aspects of Nic Cage. So they're not 100% like this is Nic Cage as this character, but he takes some aspects of Nic Cage in certain movies and parts of his real life and puts them into those characters for his novels. He also, and this is the big one, he also has what he calls a cage match. He does this twice a year. And what he does is he invites his friends over. He says about 10 to 12 of his friends. Good for him. He's got 12 friends nearby. Twice a year to come over to his house, and they watch back-to-back Cage films. And it's sort of, I guess, his way of saying how, like, they have their action movie man nights instead of going out and doing stupid stuff like getting drunk or fighting or whatever. I don't know. I don't care what the reason is. I like the idea. And I'm trying to figure out a way to do it myself. But A, I would want to do it more than twice a year. Obviously, I do it almost every weekend to begin with. If I have time, I'll watch a couple of Cage classics. Unfortunately, I find myself repeat watching, like watching movies I've already seen of Cage. And I really need to keep going through the movies I haven't seen yet because they just keep coming out. And I'm way behind in that realm. But I would love to do something like this. I don't think there are a lot of people in my friends group that would want to do this because they don't like Nic Cage that much. And that's fine. I'm not dogging on. I'm not saying like, oh, you're a bunch of losers. Like, I get it. If anything, I'm the loser. I don't think I'm a loser, but like I get like this is the weird one. This is the oddball out. Obsessed with Nic Cage and all the other stuff about me. Like I'm an acquired taste. We all know this, and I'm okay with that. I love that. But I don't think there's enough friends out there. I don't have enough friends close by that would even be able to do that on a regular basis. I got the creature, and I'm sure if we picked a couple of good Cage movies, he'd be totally down to do that because he's a good guy and he knows a good movie when he sees one. But I would also want, I like to expand people's experiences of Nic Cage. Obviously, I have a whole segment to dedicate to Nic Cage every week. So I'd like to do a thing like a compromise, like, hey, 2 Cage classics back to back. We'll order food. We'll get snackies. We'll have cheese on hand. Whatever. The whole kit and caboodle. Just a couple of us. 12 people in my house. I don't like the idea of. Unless I have a significant other to help me host, that would be fun for me. Team up together in aprons and nothing else, cooking, getting ready. Fun shit. I don't have that. So it's just me and Randy. It's a little bit difficult to do 12. So maybe a little less than that. But few of the fellas, even gals, come on, bring your girlfriends. I don't care. And it's 2 Cage classics back to back. And we'll do one classic Cage movie that we've, the big ones. Con Air, Face Off, The Rock, whatever you guys want. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Whatever big names that you guys want, one of those for sure. Like an old, this is a guaranteed winner. National Treasure. Fine. But then the other Cage classic has to be something that most of you probably have not seen. Like Pig, Mandy, even a lot of his bad ones. I'm going to watch him anyway. Watch his bad ones, Season of the Witch. Wicker Man. Well, and we'll watch the new one first. And this is the trickery. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be open about it. We're watching the new one first. Okay? If you want to watch Con Air, you got to stick through Wicker Man. Okay? And I promise at the very least you're going to get some comedic relief about Cage, with Cage's performance in the garbage movies. We all know this. So we're going to enjoy ourselves regardless. And we're going to have food and we can shit talk each other and have a good time and it'll be fun. That sounds like an awesome time to me. So anyway, long story longer, if anyone is interested in trying to make that happen, let me know. You know where I'm at right now. I'm in Texas, ready to rock and roll and do this thing. So anyway, that's the Cage fact. We'll go over to the Junction. We'll spin the logo up. I have created a situation for myself internally, mentally. It is not a real situation. But I have made it into such because I'm a mental. And again, I'm okay with that. I drive to my gym every day. It's about a 2-mile drive. LA Fitness. It's the closest open gym that's actually halfway decent. It's really not great, though. And it's the closest one I can afford. For now. I'll get to that. And on my drive back, basically every single day I drive back. Unless I go to the gym a little later in the day. But basically every day I'm driving back, and right near my house, I have this neighbor. It's not on my same street, but I call him a neighbor because it's in the same, the same HOA, HOA. He sits on his chair. He's got a plastic chair underneath some trees in his driveway. Provides nice shade. It's at least 10 to 12 degrees cooler under these trees, and he'll sit out there. And he'll rip 1 to 2 heaters before going inside. That's his spot. And he just stares out. He looks at the cars and looks at the people and looks at the neighborhood. And I see him almost every day. Asian fella, mustache. He could be 50. He could be 112. That is the window of age range that this guy looks right now. Because I can't tell with him. I can't tell if he, like Mr. Miyagi, when he did the original Karate Kid, not Jackie Chan, the original, whatever his name was. I forgot his name. When he did the one in the 80s or whatever, the original Karate Kid, that Mr. Miyagi was in like his early 50s or late 40s. I think it was like early 50s when he did that. He looked like he was an 80-year-old man to me at the time. That's this guy right now. I can't tell if he's in his 50s or if he's Lo Pan from Big Trouble in Little China and he's 200 years old and he's sitting out there waiting for the girl with green eyes. It could be either one. But I see this guy. Lo Pan is out there every day ripping darts, probably some sort of unfiltered or a Chesterfield or something old that you don't get at a regular 7-Eleven. Just some weird imported heaters that he gets. And he just sits there and rips them. Casual. He doesn't even break a sweat, even if it's 100 degrees outside. He's not even breaking the sweat. And he's always wearing long pants. And I see him every day. And I wave to him every day. And I have been going to this gym since, April of this year? 5 months? April, May, June, July, August. 5 months. It'll be 6 at the end of August. Every time I go to the gym, I see this guy, I wave. Now, there have been a lot of times where he's looking away, he's lighting a cig, he's looking down, he's bending over, and it's very justifiable that he does not see the wave. There have also been many times where it looks like he is looking directly through my soul. He's looking so directly at me, it looks like he's looking through me. And I'm thinking there's no way Lopan can miss me right now. I'm going to wave, this is what I'm going to wave. And not one damn wave back from Lopan. Not a single acknowledge. He doesn't do a head nod. He doesn't make a face, doesn't make a scot, nothing. Robot. He's just in his zone. And because of that, I have become obsessed with getting this guy to acknowledge me. And there's no reason why. There's not a winner or a loser here. I guess there's a loser. It's me. But it's not for anything else. Just be my neighbor. Like, wave back. Why? It's like, I don't know. Does he hate me that much? Does he despise me? Just this Guido in his truck driving by so much that he has to pretend that I don't even exist, like I'm a ghost. Maybe he's a ghost. Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm losing my mind and there's not even a Lopan there. It's just nothing. And I think he's there. I don't know. But I have become obsessed with finding ways to get his attention to wave back. Or at least to make some sort of sign that he saw the wave and he acknowledges me. I'll change lanes in the road. I'll drive slower. I'll go window open and stick my hand out. Like, I'm trying to do everything I possibly can to get this guy to acknowledge me, my existence, be my friend, something. Just make me feel something again. And I don't know. Again, I don't know why. It's one of those things. It's like with how I am with ladies, and a lot of fellas are like this with the ladies. Like, you always want what you can't have, and there's something about a woman that wants nothing to do with you that's just so wildly attractive. It's like, God, I can't get enough of this woman. She hates me, and now I love her. I don't know what that is. I am 100% sure that I need to go to some sort of professional to get that analyzed. I got it. But let me tell you something. There is something about a gal that just wants nothing to do with me, that just shows zero interest, total apathy, that just gets me going. And I got news for you out there, ladies. It's most of you. Because, again, I'm an acquired taste. I realize that, and I'm cool with that. But because of that, most women give me that sort of reaction. Just utterly uninterested. And that is hot. And now I'm subconsciously transferring that same feeling over to Lopan. I don't think it's hot, but it's just I need the wave now. I need the acknowledgement. I'm obsessed with getting this guy to acknowledge me as a fellow human in the world. And maybe there's, like I said, maybe there's something deeper there. Like, he'll acknowledge me when I'm dead because he's a ghost. He's been a ghost the whole time. He can't actually see me until I cross over. And then when he acknowledges me, then I know. It's like, oh, crap, I went over. I don't know. Maybe the simulation has not programmed him to acknowledge me yet. And I just got to wait for Elon Musk and the gang to finish the ones and zeros behind the scenes to get him to, program him to acknowledge other people. But I can't stop trying. And the real problem now is that next month the new gym opens up closer to me, the Crunch Fitness, right down the street, right around the corner. I can basically walk to it if I wanted to. Much closer and much bigger and brand new and better than the LA Fitness I'm going to. So I have a month before I switch gyms, and I'm not going to be driving past this guy again. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do in the next month to get this guy to acknowledge me. I may have to drive around a longer way just to cross paths with him to get him to wave back. Right now, in my mind, brainstorming and game planning and con-opping this, that's the only plan of action right now. If I can't get this figured out, I'm going to have to extend out. And I'm going to have to drive a further distance back home, out of my way, just to keep passing him every day until he just lets me know that he sees me and I'm real and he's real and we're in this together. It's all I've been thinking about. I go to work out just so I can go home and get Lopan to look up from his cigarette for just a half a second. Maybe I'll walk up there and just smoke with him. Or at least say hi on a walk past. But I also feel like that's I'm in the car, like the whole thing is me in the car driving by. I don't know. I have I have a lot of problems going on in the brain, as you know. Well, there's a lot going on in here. A lot of circuits are rewiring constantly. There's a lot of old parts in there that are getting replaced. There's a lot of faulty parts in there that I'm working through, like everybody else. I got it. But that's all I've been thinking about. That's crazy. That's objectively crazy. I have no interest in doing anything with this fella other than getting a wave back. It should not be that important. But we're talking 5 months straight. That's 150 something days that this guy just looks right through me as if I never even existed to him. And it makes me want that wave and acknowledgement so much more. I am determined now. What I need to do is I need to channel that same thing into Spearhead somehow. I need to become that obsessed with growing Spearhead into a giant, successful conglomerate of the LPDS universe. But I can't right now because I can't get this damn guy to wave to me. And I don't have the money to go to the therapy to get it out of my brain. So now I'm turning to you in the Junction. All my friends out there listening to this. There's 15 of you that can supply an idea or just a thought or additional questions. Maybe you need more information, just something. Help me out. What do you guys think I should do about this? Given the situation I just laid out, the 150 plus days, this guy, don't know, he could be dying. He could be dying tomorrow. He could be in the realm of so old, he's not going to make it past this week. Given the fact that do not have the finances to support regular therapy to get the demons out right now. What are my options here? I'm leaving it open. Please, if you got anything, call the hotline 202-670-1114. Anything will help, even if it's just to make fun of me. Because sometimes I need that. I need some shit talking. I need a swift kick in the ass, something to get me to snap out of it somehow, diffuse the situation, whatever. I'll take it all, so to speak. I'll take anything to figure out how I'm going to... This guy, he just sits there, cool as the other side of the pillow, ripping heater, and it looks cool too, even though he looks like a leather glove that could be 1,200 years old. He just looks so cool and just unfazed by life, and certainly unfazed by my existence whatsoever. And I can't get him out of my head. And that's all I got to say about that, folks. I don't know how long I've been going. It doesn't actually feel that long. We might have the first under-hour LPDS episode in the last, 3 years. Who knows? I don't want to jinx it. I can't tell the time right now. So it could, I don't know. I don't have a timer. Anyway, before we go, very quickly, the big three, the 3 pillars to staying strong and being a better, happier, kinder, healthier, less stressed, more genuine human being, and being able to spread that positivity and goodness to all those around you and throughout the land. Number 1, exercise every day. Do one thing each and every day to improve your fitness, health, and wellness, physically, mentally, or emotionally. Number 2, the hardest one to do, I already missed it earlier today. Don't be a shitty person. Don't be a negative person. Be a kind person. When the opportunity arises to be shitty and negative and crappy and mean, remove yourself from that situation entirely. Detach from those negative emotions. Close your laptop. Put your phone down. Omit yourself from the situation altogether so that you can focus on more positive, productive things and you're minimizing the negativity going on in the world. It's the toughest one to do. I fail on a regular basis, even on this show on regular times, regular occasions. I fail at it. But as long as you're focused on improving a little bit each and every day, you will improve. Number 3, the most important one, be genuinely thankful and grateful for all the good you have in your lives. You can think about one good thing each day that's good in your life and what your life would be like without that thing. And you'll immediately be put in a state of gratitude and not feeling, like taking things for granted. And if you do these 3 things each and every day, a little bit each and every day, I promise you, you'll be a better, happier, kinder, healthier, less stressed, more genuine human being. You'll be able to spread that positivity and goodness throughout the land to all those around you. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and put your notifications on and tell your friends and enemies and hit that hotline 202-670-1114. Love the hotline, miss the hotline, connect with me, hit the hotline, 202-670-1114. Thank you guys again. I love you all. Stay strong.